It finally happened. We have the official order for the 2022 NBA draft, so you guys already know I'm bringing you one of the first mocks you're going to see. If you guys like the content, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. If you guys want a new video tomorrow, let's get 3 likes on today's video, and let's get into this. Today's video is sponsored by PrizePicks, a super fun, super simple to use player prop site. You just choose from a bunch of different lines, over or under, for up to 10 times your entry. The conference finals have arrived, and today we've got an entry for tonight's game between Golden State and Dallas. You guys already know the first thing I'm adding is Luka Doncic over on points. For some correlation, and the fact that I think it's going to be a tough game 1 for Dallas, I'm taking under on Jalen Brunson. Then I'm going to assists, and taking the real point guard of the Warriors, Draymond Green, over on assists. Then lastly, I really wanted to have a 3-pointers made, and I saw Jordan Poole is only at 2 flat. That's a no-brainer for me. This all happens, I'm going to get 10 times my entry. If you guys want to play along or make your own entry, go to the link in the description and use code JIMMER, which will get you a pretty awesome promo. After your first deposit, if you do at least a $5 entry and Curry can score at least 1 point in this series, you're going to get $50 in promo cash. Pretty awesome. Thank you PrizePicks for sponsoring today's video. While there was definitely a lot of crazy outcomes we could have seen in the lottery, it wasn't too surprising, but there were still some interesting ones. We're obviously going to kick things off with the number 1 pick in the hands of the Orlando Magic, who went into this lottery tied for the top odds to land that number 1 pick. Now this is going to be up for debate, but I think their selection is pretty clear. They're going to be going with Chet Holmgren. I think it comes down to him or Jabari Smith, and ultimately, given the presence of Jonathan Isaac and an incredible rookie season out of Franz Wagner, I think they get a center in Chet that should give them the upside to be one of the best defensive teams in the league going forward. Chet truly also has game-breaking potential, standing at 7 foot with a 7'6" wingspan. The shot blocking isn't going to be a question, and he's coming into this draft as legitimately one of the better perimeter threats. Now, I really don't think we're going to have a good idea of who really is going to be the number 1 pick here up until the pick is called out. I think we're going to see a ton of rumors, but ultimately, I favor Chet. At 2, we've got the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, some of you know I'm a Thunder fan, and watching the lottery tonight truly might have been the closest thing I've experienced to a heart attack in my life. I calmed down once we made it into the top 3. There's a huge drop-off after that, but there's not too much separating these top 3 guys. There's no question here at 2. Presti's going to be deciding between Boncaro out of Duke and Jabari Smith out of Auburn. Again, it's going to be a close call, but I think they go with Smith. Smith was one of my favorite players to watch this season. It's rare you have a player of his frame that truly has the ability to take over a game with the ball in his hands. He's super solid on both ends, but it's his elite shooting ability beyond the perimeter, spotting up, off the dribble, in the pick and pop that really has made scouts pay attention. I think he's the perfect selection for the Thunder with his ability to beautifully play off both Giddey and SGA while having the upside to be the face of this franchise and get this team out of a rebuild sooner rather than later. The 3rd overall pick is the Houston Rockets. For some reason, going to the lottery, I really wanted them to land here. They don't blink, their decision is made for them. They go with Paolo Boncaro, the most NBA-ready athlete in this class that over the course of the season, and especially into and in the NCAA tournament, showed a ton of growth on the offensive side, really displaying he has the chance to be one of the best players in the league. I was concerned about Jalen Green for most of his rookie season, but that's not the case anymore. What he did at the end of the year was special, regardless of when in the year it was. I really think him and Paolo is going to be one of the most fun young duos to watch, and I truly can't wait. They actually might make Rockets games in the post-Harden era somewhat tolerable. The 4th overall pick was the biggest riser of the lottery, and that's the Sacramento Kings. Now here they're kind of in a weird spot, but then again, their whole roster kind of is. There might be some guys that fit better, but there's a clear talent drop-off after Jaden Ivey, so they're forced to go with talent over fit. Maybe this Halliburton trade could work out. As I've said many times, Ivey is one of my favorite players in this whole draft. He really brings everything to the table: the frame, the defense, elite explosiveness, and as a sophomore this past season, took a crazy jump as a scorer, which is really what's put him in the position to likely go extremely high in the upcoming draft. The 5th overall pick belongs to the Pistons, and this is a tough spot they really didn't think they would be in. They came in tied for the best odds at the top pick, so landing here at 5 has to be disappointing. Some of those guys at the top I really think would be beautiful fits, but here at 5, I think they shoot for upside, and there's not many players that have more of that than Shade and Sharp. There's a real chance that they would be getting the steal of the draft here in Sharp, just based on the unknown that comes along with him. As you guys might have heard, he left high school early and joined the Kentucky basketball team in the middle of the season, where they decided not to give him any run. Very similar to what we saw with Hamidou Diallo a few years back. It doesn't take you too long to realize why Sharp is getting this much attention. At 6'6", he's an insane athlete with a quickly improving offensive game. There's a solid chance this guy would have been competing for the number 1 pick next season, so the Pistons are probably more than happy to take the risk. The 6th overall pick belongs to the Pacers, and I think they have a pretty obvious decision here. After trading away Domantas Sabonis at the deadline, they get his replacement in Keegan Murray. This is the year of the sophomore when it comes to the draft. After a freshman season where he averaged just 7 points, He came out this year and was one of the best players in the country, averaging 24 points, 8 rebounds, a steal, 2 blocks, while shooting 40% from 3. I think you can see why he's getting so much praise. His game's extremely well-rounded, and he's going to fit into this Pacers roster beautifully. I mean, you just have to respect what they might be able to do here. In a matter of months, they turned Domantas Sabonis into Tyrese Haliburton, still on his rookie contract. Then in the draft, bring in Keegan Murray, who I'm not saying is going to be Sabonis, but definitely has the upside to be a great player in this league. I know it had to be disappointing for Pacers fans to end up here, but I really think it might work out better than you expect. 7 is going to be the Portland Trail Blazers, and this is another one that feels a little obvious just given who's on the board. They go with AJ Griffin out of Duke. He's a guy that hasn't shown a ton of upside, but in my opinion is coming in with a crazy floor. Coming to Duke, everyone knew the defense was there. He had an elite frame, but really what's made him a clear top pick in this draft is the fact that he shot the hell out of the ball this year as a freshman, shooting nearly 45% from 3. I really think he'd be the perfect fit alongside both Damian Lillard and Anthony Simons. Now this is where it gets a little bit more tough. At 8 we've got the Pelicans, and there's really like 5 players I could see going here, but just given their situation, the fact that they made the playoffs without Zion Williamson this past year, and he should be back next season, I think they're going to play it safe, and they go with Benedict Mathurin out of Arizona, another sophomore that has everything we typically look for. Great frame at 6'7", solid athlete, and a great 3-point shooter. When you're in a position like the Pelicans, and there isn't clear value on the board, when in doubt, go 3 and D. Number 9 is in the hands of the Spurs, and they're taking Dyson Daniels. They shoot for upside and take the first G League Ignite player of the draft. The numbers don't blow you away, but the potential has always been there, and with recent reports that he's hit a growth spurt up to 6'8", we are starting to see him climb the draft board. The Wizards are at 10, and they're going to be going with Jeremy Sochan out of Baylor. I think it's pretty obvious the biggest hole in this roster is the point guard position, but sadly, there just really isn't an option unless they reach for a guy like Ty Washington. It's clear the value that Jeremy has coming into the draft. It's defense. He can put up a legit fight from the 1 to the 5. If he can even be a solid player on the offensive side, man, could he be special. The 11th overall pick is the Knicks, and this is a tough one. They're another team I could see reach on Ty, but for now, I'm going to have them go with value and grab Memphis center Jalen Duren. Duren's a very interesting prospect, but it looks like he's going to be the second center off the board after checked. He has an elite frame standing at 6'11". He averaged over 2 blocks this year as a freshman, but the real crazy part, he's not going to be 19 until November. That means a tip-off of his rookie debut, he's still going to be 18 years old. The 12th overall pick is the Thunder once again. There's a lot of routes they could go. If the Knicks didn't go Duren, I think it's highly likely they would, but with him off the board, I've got them going with Johnny Davis out of Wisconsin. I told you it's the year of the sophomore. The 6'5" shooting guard put up 7 points a game as a freshman, then comes out this year and averages 20 points and 8 rebounds. He has a special ability with the ball in his hands, and while he's not the perfect fit, the Thunder are going to be drafting talent over fit in this draft. 13 belongs to the Charlotte Hornets, and this is another no-brainer. They're going to be taking whoever the top center on the board is. They're hoping that's Duren, but in this case, they settle with Mark Williams out of Duke. I really think Williams is going underrated in this class. His ability as a rim protector, standing at 7 foot, combined with some super solid coordination, potential as a shooter, I think gives him the chance to be a special player at the NBA level. Lastly, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. This one's tough and slightly controversial, but I'm gonna have them go with Agbaji out of Kansas. I just think given the questionable future of Sexton with this team, the defensive identity they're building in Cleveland, and Agbaji's fit alongside Garland as a 3-and-D wing, it just feels like a likely scenario. These are just my initial thoughts. Obviously, this order is going to change by the time we actually reach the draft. I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.